was there such a feeling for you guys with the number
For
of people?
sure. I heard this number. It's 0 to 3 is a complete 100% transformation,
Yeah,
right?
that's what
And that
was.
makes
Yeah,
sense. Solo to having a team of 2, 3 other people. You need to create an entire new system. Going from 3 to 10 is also complete transformation, because now instead of just you being the center, now you have 10, 7 other people, 9 other people. So they need to have their own little department, little pyramid forms. But then from 10 to 30, generally it's about the same until you hit the 30 mark, because the same system you govern 10 governs 30. And then from 30, it's the same system all the way to 100, and the 100 to 300, and so on, right? So,
yeah.
um, like it's always harder in the beginning, just like, wealth building. The first 100,000 is really hard, nearly impossible. And then you get to the million mark, it's like nearly impossible. But then it's the same effort going from
Yeah.
100,000 to a million to 10 million, 10 million to like 100 million, right? So it's exponential towards the end, but the hard work of building down that really good foundation is the same.
And like, what would you say are like some foundational stuff you're working on right now, studying and implementing that you were challenges to you? But I mean, you're still challenged probably, but you're trying to institute.
Well, we just promoted 3 people to become like, directors, partners at the firm. And they're relatively young and they're learning as well. But they've also been with us for like 5 years. They're very
Mhm.
capable and they just lack the confidence. But I'm like pushing them a little to be able to achieve that. I trust that they're capable. But it's the whole firm learning how to work with all these younger, but they are becoming like managers type individuals, right? And then we just had 3 people pass the bar. So, like, welcoming in new attorneys and building out that teamwork structure, and then everybody really figuring out what they really want to specialize in. Some people really want to go into more the family divorce slash, immigration, right? How to deal with 751 waivers better. Some people want to do the wills and trust in relation to green cards, right? And because that whole tax accounting is completely unique in the immigration space. So it's like people want to pick their lane, and we're all trying to govern and learn and how to work with each other. So that's something that we are in the process of learning and working towards,
That seems
It's
like one's gonna be ongoing forever. Again, when you get a group of people that have to do on one mission, I really appreciate like when I see certain these people in society and communities were able to like gather enough people's attention on one thing to continuously evolve, like push that down the road. That's such a hard thing to do. It requires a lot of charisma, will, a certain spirit. It's very powerful. Like I remember when I was in law school, it's kind of a side story, doesn't fully makes sense to this, but it just goes to show how I feel it is. Um, I was dating a young woman who was top in her corporate law class, and the corporate law professor, her husband was head of like the corporate law associate for all the rich lawyers that do corporation law, and they had this one gala. And she asked her star student to come and work the door, and then could come meet the main speaker who was going to be speaking that night. And she's like, "You bring your friends too." So we went there. We were in law school; those friends, all us lawyers. So we did the name tags and all that. And then at the end, we had dinner, and the main speaker is Tony Blair. Was going to come meet us and talk with us. Now, I'm not a big Tony Blair fan because I think the Iraq War was nonsense. Nowadays, as I get older, I'm like, who knows what was pushing him to do something. So I don't really hate or despise anybody. At the time, I really hated him, but I was younger. Um, I probably still have hate because of what stuff he's done, but whatever. So, nonetheless, and he came and shook my hand at the end of the show. I was like, my head, like, oh, that mother effer's coming, bleep myself, all that. But then as soon as he looked in my eyes and shook my hand, there was this like energy, power, and charisma where I just start smiling, like, yeah, like, hey, Tony, like, wow, Mr. Blair, whatever. And I was like, these people have some power that can make them reach the level. Bill Clinton is the same way. There's just this powerful, like, it's not distributed evenly in society, or maybe it could be built or something like that. But some people like just could take a large, country and lead it, whether it's to the ditch or to the mountain hot top, who knows? But
Yeah.
it's all having to hire people and go through skill sets, everything. You see some people have better at others. You see your own weaknesses and like, should I bother to make my weakness stronger hiring out, or is it like my overall is okay? Is all these like internal balances I got to think about.
Yeah. It's fun though. And I
Yeah.
mean, as stressful as it is, but it's like it's game in real life, you know? Like when you play board games or you play video games or you watch football and sports, like all that strategy, it all translates over into your actual practice. You know, like how do you strategize? What's your gameplay? What, you know, and how do you train every day, right? So it all feeds into each other.
Yeah, it just it's changed my perspective on life because of all this. I mean, the stress is kind of like me. A diamond has to be put in rough circumstances to get shiny and kind of stuff. And when I now look back, I see life is kind of like it's not about what necessarily we're gonna happen after we die or something like that. It's like we're here and there's just hurdles and circumstances. Hurdles not even a negative term, but circumstances that keep popping in front of you, and you have to use the tools given to you how to deal with that. So it's like playing a video Super Mario Brothers running down. It might be a shell coming at you or something. It could be a mushroom, it makes you go big.
Yeah.
But you never know what's gonna happen. You just gotta play it as a game and stick to your values. For me, it's like, have courage, be wise, be patient,
Yes.
and all that kind of stuff, and keep it pure. And and it just that's it.